What's up everyone, Jacqueline here and welcome back to another YouTube video. This one is going to be a little bit different. I really just wanted to tap into my motivational advice side of things. Really, I just like talking a lot, so I hope that you can just gain as much advice as you can through what I say. This topic has to do with self-development and just bettering yourself overall, because we all are going through pretty much the same thing of just trying to be successful. So I really wanted to touch on 3 things that either I've experienced or I've just observed. I feel like these are just things that a lot of people don't talk about, or we just don't want to admit that we have problems. So let's get into it. The first thing that I believe we can get better at is accepting constructive criticism, or just criticism as a whole. You know, growing up, I played sports. I would consider myself pretty coachable, and I handled criticism in that aspect pretty well. But when it came to my personal life, I had a problem with overthinking. And I overthought everything. And I guess overthinking can be good to a certain extent, but too much to the point where it would affect me and other people. And I had my loved ones would tell me all the time, hey, you need to stop. Like, you need to stop, seriously. And whenever I was told that, it was just like embarrassing almost. I also just felt hot. You know what I mean? Like, internally, I'm sweating. I don't even know if that is a thing, but that's just literally what I felt like. I felt hot, like I was on fire. And I think as a society, we don't want to believe that something's wrong with us. I think in everyone's mind, we're all perfect. So whenever we're kind of confronted with things that we're not perfect in, we immediately kind of shut down. And we're like, no, we don't want to believe it. Get out of here. I mean, I think all criticism can be positive in a certain way. Whether it is out of love or it is out of hate, how you react to it is your fault. Plain and simple, it is. You can't control somebody else, but you can only control how you react and handle what you are being told. So either you can take what you were being told and you can do some good with it and kind of ask yourself, okay, do I have a problem with this one specific thing? And whenever you kind of master being able to not get your feelings hurt, right? You just think more logically of like, how can I take this and use this to my advantage to better myself long term so you can be successful and way ahead than the other people that are afraid of learning self-development. So learning how to react to criticism in a positive way and not shutting down so much, I think there are little things that we can do. And one of the things is just telling yourself, I'm not perfect. Plain and simple, I'm not perfect. And then also asking yourself, do I want to be successful? And then kind of going from there of allowing yourself to be more self-aware and say, hey, I'm not perfect. Okay, these people are telling me this. I don't like that, but maybe they have a point. Maybe it's making sense. I think that's something really to consider. And I think just starting with asking yourself those questions and kind of telling yourself, hey, I'm not perfect. And going from there, now for me, it almost feels kind of like a release. Like, I want to do better and I want people to give me constructive criticism. I don't want you to beat around the bush. Just tell me so I can get better and move on. But yeah, all in all, when it comes to accepting constructive criticism, I think just start small. Tell yourself you're not perfect and ask yourself questions. Do I want to get better? How am I going to get better? Maybe this person does have a point. Let me hear this person out. So number 2 is indecisiveness. Man, do I have a problem with this one. Only when I'm deciding on what to eat though. So obviously as a woman, I don't know what I want to eat and I want everything and nothing at the same time. And then I started realizing that my indecisiveness of just like the littlest things of not knowing what to eat or not knowing what to wear and just like battling in my mind for how long does it take me to figure out what to eat? Probably like a good hour. But just kind of like battling in my mind trying to figure out these little decisions to make that don't even matter. Like, it's not a life or death situation. It started affecting me in my personal life of making decisions when it came to, let's just say, deciding on a job, deciding on what content to post, you know, anything. I mean, if you think about it, if you can't make small decisions, how do you expect to make big decisions? That's kind of how I put it. I believe that indecisiveness stems from fear. Okay, if I'm choosing what I want to eat, if I don't like it, now I just wasted all this money for no reason. It's kind of something stupid to be fearful about, right? Because it's like, okay, you spent $10 on something that you didn't like. Okay, oh well, you know, like nobody died. People that I've observed that are older than me, I still see that indecisiveness when it comes to, for example, let's just say somebody doesn't know where to invest and they're deciding between two different things, but they know they want to invest, but now they're kind of scared because they don't want to make the wrong decision. Regardless, whether if you make the right decision, great, you made the right decision. Now you don't have to worry about anything. But if you make the wrong decision, there's really still no harm because now you're learning, okay, I'm not going to make the same decision next time. Does that kind of make sense? I've realized that observing other successful people that are way more successful than me, they make decisions quick. And if it's the wrong decision, they learn from it, they move on, and then they choose a different decision moving forward. But they just make decisions quick, and I think that's a big reason why they are successful, is they're not waiting. They're not wasting their time thinking about what they should or should not be doing. Okay, well, this could affect me in this way, unless it's like life changing, you know, that's a little bit, put some thought into it. I'm not saying just say, okay, A or B, A. I'm not saying do that. So whenever you're working on indecisiveness, being more decisive in the little decisions that you make, such as food, and just being quicker. Instead of spending an hour trying to figure out what to eat, just spend 5 minutes. Okay, burgers or tacos? Well, I did have burgers last week, and I haven't had tacos in a while. All right, tacos. And just practicing that, I think really does benefit you long term. And obviously it doesn't all have to be reference to food, but this is just the example that I'm giving. But just saying, this is what I'm doing. And just keep going forward in the smallest things. Okay, this is what we're eating. Okay, this is what I'm wearing. I'm done. So really focusing on that, and it'll benefit you long term. So yeah, don't be indecisive anymore. Getting into the third thing is internal dialogue. Man, we are not kind to ourselves. We can be so mean to ourselves sometimes. And I've always wondered why we do that. Why are we so hard on ourselves? Because we're not perfect. Everybody is trying to be successful. Everyone's trying to make something of themselves, wants to be happy. So why are we so mean to ourselves? I remember, and I know this is a while ago, and I was a little kid, but it's something that really stuck with me. When I was in middle school, I was not happy in middle school. I think that might be a girl thing. I think all girls just are miserable in middle school. I think that's like the worst years. It could just be me. If you're a girl and you're watching this, comment below, was middle school the worst years or was something else? Because any girl that I've ever talked to, they've all said that yes, middle school was terrible. I think it's just because we're really trying to, we hit puberty, we're trying to find ourselves, we're trying to feel pretty. But yeah, anyways, so I had a girlfriend and she and I were kind of going through similar things where we both were very insecure and we kind of connected on that. And we just wanted to make each other feel better. So I asked her, how do we like make ourselves feel better? And just like little baby Jacqueline, how do we make ourselves feel better? And she told me that she would look in the mirror every morning and she would say 3 things that she loved about herself. And I was like, wow, that's such a good idea. And ever since then, that always stuck with me. And that is anytime anybody ever asks me, how are you so confident? Like, how do you stay secure and feel good about yourself? It all really stems down to how you speak to yourself. So I have told multiple people that I know, try saying 3 things to yourself in the mirror that you love about yourself. I love your smile. I love how confident you are. I love how outgoing you are. I love that you're loud. And whenever you're kind of saying it out loud, you're forcing yourself to believe it. Your internal dialogue is so important because whenever you are saying things about yourself, you're making yourself believe these things. So if you're going to tell yourself that you're ugly, you're going to feel ugly, you're going to be ugly. Like in your mind, that's what you're training yourself to think. Your mind's very powerful. It is a very powerful tool. And like I mentioned with the constructive criticism, overthinking, it consumed me because I couldn't control my mind of overthinking. So the internal dialogue and how you speak to yourself is very, very important, because if you want to feel better about yourself and you want to better your self-development and feel confident walking into a room and not caring what people think, telling yourself, I love the way that you smile. I love how outgoing you are. I love how loud you are. Shoot, say 5 things. But when you're saying those things, you are convincing yourself, you're manipulating your mind in a healthy way. And I really believe once you're able to master your mind and how you speak to yourself, that it will benefit you long term, 1000% in any aspect of life. Because nobody can take that away from you. Nobody can take your mind away from you and how you feel about yourself away from you. People can say all the meanest things in the book, but if you believe that you are none of those things, nobody can take that away. So I really do believe that internal dialogue is so important, and I think a lot of people need to start doing it more often. Another example is whenever you're just having a bad week, we all have bad weeks. We all have our moments, and that's fine, and that's what makes us human. But learning, like, it's okay to have those moments, but then how you recover is up to you. So telling yourself, hey, you went through this, okay, have your 5 minutes, but now how are we gonna backtrack? How are we gonna push through this? How are we gonna feel better again? And just talking to yourself positively, being kind to yourself, and telling yourself 3 things every morning what you love about yourself. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. I know it was a little bit different, and fitness videos are still coming, don't worry. But if you were able to take any advice from this video, or there was something that really stuck with you that I said, I would love to hear it. Go and comment below. I hope you guys are able to take these 3 things and use them to better your self-development, because all I want is everyone to do as best as they can in life, and I want us all to be successful. So yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.